I'm going to do something special quick in honor of a friend of mine. She's also a fellow streamer. I'm going to lit a candle in honor of Mother's Day for those who have moms that's not here anymore, including myself. Also, moms that happy Mother's Day. And then to my friend whose dad passed away earlier today. This candle is going to be in honor of her and all the moms that's not here anymore. And this candle will burn for the rest of the show. And when I'm done lighting it, I want us to have 1 minute of silence. 1 minute of silence in honor for the moms that's not here and also for my friend's dad that passed away earlier today. So bear with me, 1 minute silence, no comments, please. Just bear with us for 1 minute. 1 minute silence, please. Amen and thank you. I said this candle will burn for the rest of the show. We'll put it right there. For those who just joined, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Global Grub. Show is featuring every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be a part of the show, be a guest on the show, please hit me up or hit Emoji J, which is my admin on here. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you guys got spoiled. The ones in heaven got spoiled too, right? They got spoiled with the blessings of God. So in honor to them as well, happy Mother's Day. Moms who are sick, I hope they get healthy quickly so they can be reunited with their family and their friends, and so be it. Going to make another dessert that was also, it's an authentic dessert in South Africa. There are times that we do it on special occasions, like Mother's Day is one of them. There's a lot of ingredients, so pay attention. If you want to write stuff down, write them down. The dish is called sago or sagu in Afrikaans. In my language, it's called sagu pudding or sago pudding. Now, a substitute for it is tapioca, pearls, that you can also use. You can get them off Amazon. You can get them in your local grocery stores. Just make sure that you read the instructions on how to prepare them before you use them, okay? So very simple. It's a very simple dish. It's delicious. It's sweet. And there's some of the ingredients that you can order off a South African site, which I will explain to you during the show. Again, if you just joined, welcome to the show. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for the favorites. Make sure you guys hit the favorite button next to my name. Then you can see more shows on my every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also follow me on Instagram if you want to be a guest in my show. You can also talk to Emoji J. Emoji J, are you here? Can you say a comment, please? He is my admin on here. He's recording my shows. You can also subscribe to his YouTube channel, and he can put the address in here, and you can see all the cooking shows that we have recorded and put on YouTube. So I know my dad's one of them that's watching them. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's get started. So there's a lot of things. We are going to go over the hour time because of the dish. We're going to keep staying live until the dish is done and we actually having tasted. Okay. So again, welcome everybody. We're going to start off with some authentic custard powder. You can get this off Amazon. They are on Amazon. It's called Moyer's custard powder. We used about 2 tablespoons of custard powder. I have 2 separate bowls for a half a cup of sugar in both bowls. You're going to use one for something and you're going to use the other one for something else. So pay attention. Half a cup of sugar in each bowl. Then I got half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I have a half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of salt. I just put them together. It doesn't matter. 5 tablespoons of butter. You can use this unsalted butter if you want, but make sure it's butter. It's not margarine. Okay, there's a difference. Okay. Then we're going to use 1 full cup of sago pearls, and you can see they're tiny little balls. And this is the one that I found, and you can find them in the local grocery store if you want. It's called Kraft Minute Tapioca. Unless you want to go on a South African site and you want to purchase it off a South African site, you're more than welcome. Okay. Amazon has them. Who else has them? You can order them offline too, like from Walmart or your local grocery store. I found that some of them, they are not in the stores, but you can order them online. And then also some apricot jam or apricot jelly. In South Africa, we call it jam. Here in America, they call it jelly. The only difference is this is smooth. You won't find them here in the US. You can order these off the South African website. And then, of course, we're going to use 4 eggs. We're also going to use some vanilla essence and some milk. You can either use 2% or 1% milk. Do not use flavored milk. I use whole milk because I love whole milk. But you don't want to use flavored milk. It's going to ruin the dish. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So let's get started. I have my oven preheated to 160 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to 320 Fahrenheit. Preheat your oven because you're going to use your oven for baking. Okay. Yes, I'm not just, I can't just make food, but I can also bake. So we'll get started here, and you'll see how well this works out. Let me just get my thing started here, and there we go. All right, so I just got a medium saucepan that I'm going to use. I'm gonna heat my stove up. There we go. I'm going to use a medium heat, like a 5, because it's a gas stove or propane. You can also use electrical stove, same thing, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to use four cups of milk. And if you're not sure about the measurements, guys, use a measuring jug. It always helps. But 4 cups of milk, like that. And boom, 4 cups of milk. I'm going to put this in my saucepan, like that. Then I'm going to use my eggs. you have to separate the eggs. You have to separate the yellow or the yolk from the white, right? And people say, Donnie, I can't do that. It's too hard. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it, okay? So I'm going to separate the eggs. Oh, that didn't work so well. Even me make a mistake. Taking notes, okay? There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. There we go. Got that one separated. I'll use one more bowl. There we go. That one was a flop. The milk is cooking until it's to a nice boil. Okay. We got this one. There we go. That's two. Oh, crappy. Crappy, crappy, crappy. We don't want this one to leak out. There we go. We got it. We got it. Got it. There we go. That's three. One more. One more egg. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Oh, almost overdid it. There we go. Guys, if you just joined the show, welcome to the Global Grub with Dolphin Donnie. I'm your host, Tabax Donnie. This show is every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you do not want to miss it, put it on your calendar. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms, even the ones that's not here, including mine. And then in honor of a good friend of mine, we are also burning a candle in honor of a good friend of mine's dad that passed away earlier today on Mother's Day. And then also for all the moms that's not with us anymore. Okay, so I have my egg yolk separated from the white. Okay, easy like that. And then just keep it like that. I'm going to take the custard powder that I had, and I'm going to use a little bit of milk, like that. And I'm just going to mix it up. Like that. Our milk is still cooking, so as soon as it reaches a boil, then we'll carry on with what we're doing. In the meantime, we're getting some other stuff ready. And there you go. I got all the lumps is out with a little bit of milk. And it's regular custard powder that you can order offline from Amazon. And this is what it looks like. Moyer's custard powder from Amazon that you can order. And that's what I've mixed in here. And now I'm going to use that in my egg yolk. And then I'm going to just mix it nicely up. Make sure your egg yolk is nicely coriandered with your custard powder. Just like that. And we're done. There we go. Let's get rid of all these eggshells. There we go. Put the eggs aside. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It all it does is it's got the beaters on the side, the wires, and then when you press it, it literally just goes in the handle. And if it goes in the handle, it starts spinning. See? Very simple. You could use the old-fashioned one too. It's not a big train smash. Okay. So the milk is starting to boil. And I'm just going to use a regular, this is a newer shape spatula. Once I start putting everything in here, it's just to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. Otherwise, you don't want to scratch things off. I also prepared a baking dish. Yes, it is a whisk. Sorry, my bad. A whisk. I also prepared a baking pan that I smeared out with some Cisco butter. Because we are going to use this here in a little bit. All right, the milk is coming to a boil right now. All right. Make sure that your pot handle is not over here where you can knock this thing off the stove, thanks to Lucky one day. I'm gonna rush this a little bit. Right, Lucky? Thank you for all the gifts, guys. All right. Thank you for all the favorites. Appreciate it. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, it's almost ready. For those who just joined, welcome to the Global Grub with Dr. Dolphin Donnie, I'm your host, Tabach Donnie. Please make sure you guys hit me up on Instagram, follow me. Emoji J is in the chat. He's recording the show. You guys can hit him up, subscribe to his YouTube channel, and you can see all the cooking shows on the YouTube channel. It's worth it, trust me. For those who's already seen it, can vouch for that. All right, the milk is to a boil. You can see how it's. Come on, camera, work with me. There we go. I'm going to turn the heat down to like a low. And now I'm going to add the sago pearls. And I'm going to sprinkle them just like that. There we go. And we're going to start stirring them. I'm also going to add my half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to add that in there. Like that. And you just keep stirring. And you got your stove on a very, very, very low heat, because you do not want the stuff to get stuck at the bottom, especially your sago. You can see it's already forming. It's already getting thick. Now I'm also going to use my half a cup of sugar. I'm going to throw that in there. And I'm also going to throw my butter in there. I'm going to keep stirring it. And while I'm stirring it, we're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence in there. Thank you, appreciate that. If you guys just joined the show, welcome to the Global Grub. We are making a sago pudding, or sagu, S-A-G-O. It's spelled the same way, sagu pudding. We normally make this on like special occasions, including Mother's Day. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Those whose moms are here on Earth, I hope you guys spoiled your mom. For those who don't, including my mom, we are burning this candle in honor of them. And we're also burning this candle in honor of a good friend of mine's dad that passed away earlier this morning. This candle will burn for the rest of the show. Okay, so we have in here the sago, we have in there the milk, we've got our salt and cinnamon in here, we have our butter in here, we have half a cup of sugar in here, and you are just stirring that on a very, very, very low heat. Make sure that everything is nicely mixed up. Very nicely mixed up. And you do this for about 5-10 minutes and let it just sit. Somebody says thank you to Miss Drea, please. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna let this sit for another 3 minutes. Sorry. I'm gonna get my baking dish ready. Let that sit there. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you, everybody, being in here. I appreciate everybody. Happy Mother's Day. One more stir. Making sure that everything is nicely mixed up. And you want to keep stirring it, guys, because you do not want it to stick to the bottom of the pan. Then it's burning. And I don't think you want burning stuff in your pudding. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this off the stove and I'm going to throw it in a separate dish. Like that. You can turn the heat off. And then just make sure it's nicely mixed. It's got to cool down just for a little bit. So when you put your egg and your custard in here, if it's too hot, it will start cooking the eggs, and you don't want that. Okay. So you want it to cool down just a little bit so you could mix in your eggs and the custard. And what I can do is I can quickly add it into the fridge for like 2 or 3 minutes. And I think that's what we're going to do. There we go. Yeah, good luck finding space in this fridge. Like that. All right. Now, while we're waiting for that to cool down, I'm going to take this little beater that I got again. Umenoler. And I'm going to beat up the white of the egg. Remember, we separated the white from the yolk. So we're going to beat this up. Kayleen, you're funny. I think I'm going to throw it over in this one. That way I can do it better. Oh, there we go. And now we can go to town on this. Look at that go. Yeah. Now we're talking. See how it transforms? That's what we want to do. Want to get it nice and mixed up, foamy. And don't forget, guys, your oven has been preheated at 320 Fahrenheit. 320 Fahrenheit for your oven to preheat. Nashy, nash, nash. Too many comments in my head. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. The moms who's not here, we are honoring you guys too by burning this candle. And then also a dear friend of mine that lost her dad earlier this morning. Okay. Now that I got this all nicely fluffed up, I'm going to use the other half a cup of sugar, and I'm going to throw that into that egg white, and I'm going to mix it up again. Nicely mixed up. Fun tip, a fun tip for you guys. Did you know that you can clean your mirrors with potato? Cut the potato in half and you can literally clean your mirrors with potato. Fun fact for you guys. Every week I'll give you a fun fact. That made Kayleen happy. Thank you for all the favorites, guys. Thank you for all the gifts. I am good, thank you. Yes, use it. Use it, Fred. Cut a potato in half and go try it on the mirror and see if it works. Come and tell me if it works. Trust me, I did it. It does work. All right, so my sugar and my egg white is properly mixed up. There you go. We are making a sago or sagu pudding. It's a South African dish that's been around for many years, especially for like public holidays or Mother's Day. That's why we're making it. Make sure your hands are always clean, guys, when you're cooking, because you're not the only one eating, right? Katie alert. Okay, so I'm going to run through the ingredients quickly while we're waiting for that to cool down just a little bit more. We had 1 cup of sago pudding or tapioca pearls. You can get them off Amazon. You can get them in a grocery store. Just make sure you read the instructions. Then we're going to use some salt, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. We also used 4 eggs where you separate the yolk from the white. You beat up the egg yolk with 2 tablespoons of custard, Moyer's custard powder that you can get off Amazon. You use 2 tablespoons of this, and you throw a little bit of milk, mix it up a little bit. If it's nicely mixed up, throw it into your egg yolk and mix that up. So this is egg yolk and custard mixed up. Then the yellow or the white of the egg, you're going to whisk that up until it's nice and foamy. And then once it's nice and foam, you're going to add your other half a cup of sugar into that and mix that up nicely so it's nicely blended. Once it's nicely blended, then I'll show you what we're going to do with that. And then also our famous apricot jam or jelly, sorry, from South Africa. You can get this off a South African website. That supplier is the US. That you can order online. You're not going to find them in a store or anything. You are going to find them online. If you want the website, you can come to me on my stream. I stream at nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, between 8 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. You can come and find me and I'll give you the website. And then some vanilla essence or vanilla flavoring. Okay. And then also 5 teaspoons of butter. And then once you put on the stove, you put your 4 cups of milk. And milk, you do not want to use flavored milk. You can either use 1%, 2%, or whole milk, whatever you decide. You do not use flavored milk. It will ruin the taste of it. Okay, sounds good. Then you put your saucepan on the stove, turn it on, bring your milk to a boil, turn the heat down to a very, very low heat. Then you throw in your pulls, your tapioca pulls. Keep on stirring it, and while you're stirring it, you throw in your salt and your cinnamon. Mix that all together while on a low heat, and you keep on stirring it the whole time while you're doing that. Then you're also going to throw in your other half a cup of sugar. Keep stirring it, and your butter. And once that's all nicely mixed up and it looks like it's nicely cooked, then take it off the stove, let it cool down for a little bit, and then we're going to carry on with the next step of the dessert. Why am I having background noise? Moji J. There, it disappeared. Okay. So, here is my mixture of my tapioca and everything else that's mixed in here that I already said. It's still kind of warm, but it's cooling down. I'm hearing it. It's in my headset. I can hear it. Okay, I'm going to throw in my egg yolk and my custard. And I'm just going to mix this up nicely. Like I said, you wanted to make sure it's not too hot because you don't want the egg to cook. Mix that up nicely until the egg is thoroughly mixed through the whole batch. That was weird. I don't know why I heard those noises. There it's again. And it's not on my side because there's nothing here. Okay. Got this all nicely mixed up. And now we're going to pour it into our baking dish. There we go. And just spread it out nicely. Just like that. Guys, if you just joined the show, welcome to the Global Grub with Dolph and Donnie. I'm your host, Tabach Donnie. The show is every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to put that on your calendar, please feel free to do that. That way you're not missing the show. Today's show is very special and dear to me and a lot of people. Okay. It's Mother's Day. There's people, there's moms that passed away. There's moms that are sick in hospital or at home. Please send your prayers to them. And we're burning a candle to those who is not here. And then also in honor of a friend of mine that lost her dad earlier this morning. That candle will burn for the rest of the show. I'm still hearing those noises in the background. I'm going to whisk this up one more time. And I'm going to pour that over my mixture, just like that. This is your egg white and half a cup of sugar, like that. And I'm going to use the apricot jam or jello that I have. Mix that up nicely. And then I'm going to pour a few blobs on here, just nice and evenly, like that. Do not use the one, if you want smooth apricot jelly, guys, you can only find them on the website. You're not going to be able to find them in the store because they don't make smooth apricot jelly. They make the ones with the whole pieces or cut off pieces. There we go. And then I'm going to lightly sprinkle a little bit more of cinnamon. Just lightly sprinkle. You don't want too much, just a little bit. That's it. And now we're going to put our dish in the oven. Southern, which has been preheated at 320 Fahrenheit. And that's going to cook for about 35 minutes. I'm going to do 30 minutes and see how that is. And mama, lily. Hello. Guys, if you just joined the stream, I'm going to run through the ingredients again one more time. First of all, I'm going to say that this is a recorded show. It's a featured show on the app. Please just behave and be respectful towards each other. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, even those who is not with us anymore, including my mom. She passed away 4 years ago. Happy Mother's Day to them too. In honor of them, we're burning this candle. And then also to a dear friend of mine that's on here on the app that lost her dad earlier today. So please keep them in your prayers. I hope you guys spoiled your moms, those who have moms around. Hope you guys spoiled them, made them feel loved. Say thank you for bringing you up for who and what you are today, right? Because that's important. Why am I hearing those voices like ads? Okay, anyway, so we made a sago pudding or sago pudding. It's a dessert in South Africa for like public, like holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day. There's a lot of people that love sago pudding or sago pudding. The ingredients for that we've used is tapioca pearls that you can use, or if you want, you can order the genuine thing off the website. Some vanilla essence, some salt, some butter. Please make sure it's butter and not margarine. Some apricot jam that you can get off a South African site. 4 eggs. Some custard powder that you can get off Amazon, which is a South African product. You can get these off Amazon. And we basically put 4 cups of milk on the stove in a little saucepan. We brought that to a boil. Once it was to a boil, we added a half a cup of sugar into that mixture with a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon. Mix that all together, and you put your stove to a lower heat. I almost want to say like a 1 or a 2 if you have that setting on your stove, but a very, very, very low heat. And you keep on stirring your sago with your milk and your cinnamon powder, your salt, and your butter. 5 teaspoons of butter. And then once that's all nicely coriandered, then take it off the stove, put it in a separate bowl, and rather put it in the fridge or just leave it outside, let it cool down for a little bit. Once it's cooled down, your 4 eggs, you have to separate the yellow from the white. Once that's separated, you're going to take your 4 yolks and you're going to whisk them up. Once they are whisked up, then you're going to take your custard powder, 2 teaspoons of custard powder, and you're going to mix it up with like 5 teaspoons of milk, and just make sure it's nicely mixed up. Add that into the yellow yolk of your egg. Mix that up nicely. The white of the egg, you're going to whisk it up until it's nice and fluffy. Once it's nice and fluffy, you're going to add another half a cup of sugar into the yellow white or the egg white. Mix that all nicely up until you still get that foamy part of it. Once that's done, you're going to take your cool down a bowl that you have with your sago and milk and stuff, and then you're going to mix in the yellow of the egg with the custard powder. Make sure that's nicely mixed up in there. And then once that's all done, you're going to put it in a bowl that's pre-smeared with Crisco butter. Make sure that you got all the edges and everything, the whole dish all smeared out with Crisco butter. Bring your stove to 320 Fahrenheit. 320 Fahrenheit. Once you have your ingredients in your bowl of your baking pan, then you're going to add your egg white and your sugar on top of your dish over the whole thing, and then you're going to put a few teaspoons just spread out roughly with apricot jam, and then sprinkle very lightly with cinnamon powder. Stick it in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then I'll show you guys what it's going to look like when we take it out. And you're going to serve it either with syrup. You can do the old-fashioned syrup, or you can do the custard liquid. You can get these off Amazon, not Amazon. You can get these off South African website, or you can make your own custard with the custard powder that I have here. I kind of like to do it the old-fashioned way by making it myself. That way, just extra flavor, I guess. Nothing wrong with the ultramel custard. This ultramel custard is very well known in South Africa, and I'll literally drink it out of the box, like milk, almost. It's not as now we'll do it later. We'll do it later. I just don't know where this back sound is coming from, because I can keep on hearing it in my headset and it's not good. All right, that stuff is cooking. The app, yeah, it's annoying. It's like somebody is advertising something. Yeah, like across our ear. Something is advertising or selling something. I don't know. It's weird. Is there any questions, guys? Is there any questions so far? We're going to continue the show, even though it's not featured or it falls out of the featured. We're going to continue this. I'm not stopping just because of the featured. Yeah, I didn't hear it the last time. Any questions so far, guys? Any questions? Please, feel free. Remember the healthy tip that I gave you? If you cut a potato in half, you can literally clean a mirror with it. Smear it all over the mirror and take a cloth and just wipe it off. And you have a nice clean mirror and you can see yourself. Of course, Sunshine. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start giving some nice tips in my stream. Something to look forward to. Come and tell me if it works. I wonder if it will work on the inside of my car window. I mean, you can try it. You can try it. What if my mirrors are always clean? Jay, I know your mirrors are not always clean. Sit down. Kayleen, it's still in the oven. We're gonna carry on with the show. I'm not stopping just because the feature is not there. We're gonna continue. It's in the oven. It's baking right now. Jay can clean my mirrors. Gotcha. Yeah. Is there any questions, guys? Any questions about the pudding? You like pudding? I know you like pudding. You're a sweet tooth. Only when it suits you. Oops. Did I nail a nail on the head? I think I did. And of course, me, I don't like a dirty kitchen. I'd rather clean it now. I tell you, the lady that will end up with me one day is going to be very fortunate, because this boy can cook, clean, bake. I can do laundry. Very quickly. And it doesn't take that long, and it's all done. Just like that. Guys, if you just joined the show, welcome to the Global Grub with Tabastani. Today we made a dish called sago pudding or sago pudding, which is a very well-known dish in South Africa for like Mother's Day or Father's Day, Christmas, a birthday. You don't really have to have. You can make this whenever you want. And I'll run through the ingredients here in a second. Let me just get this done. That way I don't have to worry about this later on. On the side note, if you want to be a featured guest on the show, please hit me up or hit up Emoji J. We'll set up a date and time. I'll give you the ingredients. Or if you have a suggestion that we can make, I'm all for it. Done. The ingredients that we used for the show. Can you fix my engine? Depending on what engine you're talking about. The ingredients that we used for this dish was some butter. Some butter, not margarine, butter. vanilla essence, milk. Please make sure that it's not flavored milk. It's either 1%, 2%, or whole milk. Okay. Some apricot jelly or jam from South Africa. There's a site, the South African site you can order it from. Also, we used some custard powder. You can get this off Amazon. Some cinnamon, some salt, sugar, and some tapioca pearls. If you want the authentic one, you can go on the South African site or you can go on Amazon. They have all sorts of different types of tapioca pearls. Make sure it's tapioca pearls, please. Otherwise, you're going to ruin your dish. And then what we did was we took a saucepan, put 4 cups of milk. We put 4 cups of milk in on a saucepan, bring it to a boil. We added, once it was to a boil, we turned the heat down to a very low heat. We added the 1 cup of sugar, the 1/2 a cup of sugar. We added to the milk. We added the salt and the cinnamon powder, which is a 1/2 teaspoon each. And then we added the butter, which is 5 teaspoons of butter. Put that inside there, mix it all nicely up, plus the 1 cup of tapioca that we mixed in there. Bring it to a nice, just stir it very well so it's all nicely mixed together. Once that was done, we took it off the heat to cool down. And then we whisked up 4 eggs that you separate the yellow from the white. No, it's not it. No, not this one. There's no coconut tasting here. So I took the 4 yolks and I mixed it with 2 teaspoons of custard powder and 5 teaspoons of milk. And I just all mixed it together and let it sit. And then the egg white, I brought it up to a nice fluff. And then I mixed in another 1/4 or a 1/2 a cup of sugar. And once I've done that, I brought it all nicely blended to a nice whisk. Once the pudding was cooled down, I put the egg yolk and the custard powder that I mixed up together, and I blended it in with the whole dish. Something like that. And then once it was in my baking pan that I lined out with some Crisco butter, I took the egg white that was mixed up with sugar and poured it on top of the pudding. And then I added some blobs of cinnamon, some apricot jam, and then a little bit of a sprinkle of cinnamon powder. Yeah, you can get them. They are different sizes. And then your oven has been preheated at 320 Fahrenheit. 160 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 320 Fahrenheit. And you stick it into the oven once the oven is preheated. And then you're going to bake it for about 30 to 35 minutes. Once it's out, then I'll show you guys what we're going to do. We're getting close to it. Yes, that is correct. Oh my gosh, it looks good. It looks good. Yeah, depends on how you make it though, Sunshine. I'm pretty sure you'll like it, especially if I made it. I found huge ones in different colors and Asian market. Yeah, Asian markets has them too. I don't like the colored ones though. I'll stick with the plain ones. And I'll stick with the smaller ones. The bigger ones takes up too much room. Yeah, the colored ones are more like for bubble tea. Fish eggs. Yeah, fishy eggs. In South Africa, they actually call it fish eggs pudding. That's the other name for it. Because once it's cooked, it looks like fish eggs. I heard of from eye pudding. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yuck. Listen, just you guys are ruining it for yourself. The taste is phenomenal. The way I make it, it's phenomenal. Okay, I'm not done yet, so just wait until we're done. It is good. It's really, 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 really good. You better believe me. You have no other choice. I'm the one who's making it. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Well, once it hits your mouth, it will be smooth going down. Just saying. And the flavoring is just phenomenal. Is there any questions, guys? Any questions? Please feel free to ask. Yeah, yeah, you can. Well, the apricot as well. The apricot gel jam, the custard. Yeah, you can taste all of them. That's what I like about this dish. Of course, sunshine. Come on. You know I always cook with apricot. I once learned to pick cottage cheese from a tall leprechaun at Walmart. I'm dead. Not the leprechaun. Small size? Come on, sunshine. You playing chicken? Who's excited about the final product? Who's all still here? I'm getting anxious. That's my problem. I'm getting too anxious. Got 6 minutes left. 6.5 minutes left. It's a beautiful day out today, that's for sure. Guys, if you just came in, if you are lurking in the chat, welcome to the Global Grub with Dolphin Donnie. I'm your host, Tabach Donnie. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, including the ones that's not here, like my mom. And also, we're burning a candle for them who's not here, and also for a friend of mine on here that lost her dad earlier today. So, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but he's resting. He's in a safe place. and he's not suffering anymore. You know what I mean? So 5 more minutes. Amen to that. Amen to that. We started the show with the minute silence um, when I lit up the candle. Let's see who paid attention. What was the fun tip of the stream? No, come on, sunshine. What was the fun tip of the stream? The potato. What do you do with the potato? There you go. I'm going to start doing quizzes in my streams from now on. See who pays attention in here. What's the one thing you always do when you do cooking? That should be plain common sense. I missed the potato. Wash your hands. Yeah, wash your hands. The potato, if you cut a potato in half, you go and smear it on a mirror, like in your bathroom or what. Wipe it off with a cloth and you have a clean mirror. Fun fact. Always keep your hands clean when you are cooking. Keep the working space that you work in clean. And the quicker you clean your dishes, you don't have to wear it. Wear only an apron. Well, this is a special apron in honor of my mom and people who have suffered and still struggling and who have survived cancer. That's why we're wearing this. Yeah, no, we don't want that. You. He, hoo. That's not how it works here. Okay? Oh, this looks delicious. Delicious. Smells good too. I know what I'm gonna have for dinner. Dessert. I have to invent a new drink. Like what? Not the chewy gin. Ew. Wait, you don't want to drink it. You want to chew it. That ain't gonna work. That's like no, that's not gonna work. Just saying. Nice try though. All right, you guys ready for this? It's a joke on someone, ain't a joke on me. That's for sure. Oh, this thing smells so good. Oh my gosh. All right. I'll get a small little plate or a bowl. Walla la lee, la la. Who's all still in here? Give me a one if you're still in here. Let me see. Moji J. I said a one, not a two. Come on, Jay. Sunshine is here. Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Now you can do one or two things. You can either let it sit and wait, or you can have a piece. And there you have it. And now I'm going to add my custard over it. And you have a authentic South African sago pudding. You can if you want, but I wouldn't. Oh yeah, hell yeah. You can see, and there's the custard on top. Mm, delicious. Delicious. Emoji J, box